see us. Get your hungry ass to the Cravings Bakery.
John, can my friend help you?
Banana bread.
Can you kind of just tell, like, by your We know what it is. You know what it is.
Alright, so tell us.
I got a feeling. I got a feeling.
And yeah, is it a boy or a girl?
Come on, tell us, Chris. No, shout it out.
I've been doing it with Please, try it. Oh my gosh. And congratulations on this. Anyway, how many minutes did you do? Stop!
taco, what's the best thing to order over here?
Okay, the first thing is, I don't know if you're familiar with the bulgogi taco.
Yes.
But I actually use the prime rib meat.
Whoa.
And then marinate with bulgogi sauce, the Korean famous for. And the combination really works. And I think it's something that you never tasted before. That's like our #1 sell. And also, everybody knows about tripas, but I marinated in Korean style.
Beautiful.
And also pastor, that the Latin Americans are famous for, I marinated in Korean style also. So it's the same. I kept the original of the Latin flavors, but the meat itself, it is Korean. So it's like a really good fusion that worked out together.
It's very SoCal.
Yeah, it is. And I believe there's some other Korean places, but they were saying it didn't feel right. But when I open up the street vending, I'm getting a really good review. So I think I did the right job.
Juggling a lot of people are out of work, facing economic uncertainty, really struggling. So all of these stressors tend to exacerbate any cracks in the relationship or any struggles. So the first is to be aware of what your triggers are, when you're getting triggered. I like to think of, if you think about your anger and your frustration, let's go from 0 to 10. 10 being you're screaming at your partner and you're saying
10 usually. I'm usually at 10. Go on.
Yeah. Well, that's why we want to keep you out of a relationship for a while until you learn some skills. And 0 being like you're totally calm, cool, like hanging on the couch, feeling good. You want to look at what is that point of no return. Like as your anger mounts, as your frustration mounts, and we all have, our frustrations on a day-to-day basis, you want to be taking your temperature. You want to go, okay, what is that point of no return? For a lot of people, maybe a 7 or an 8. Let's say yours is an 8. What you want to do is be taking your temperature and checking in and going, okay, where am I on this scale right now? Okay, you know what? When you get about 2 points lower than your breaking point, so if you're an 8, when you hit a 6, it's time to take a timeout. I really like timeouts for adults. I don't like them very much for kids, which is a whole other thing. But to be able to say to your partner, plan it in advance, hey, I heard this therapist talk with Ryan Fu, and she recommended couples take a timeout when things are getting too heated, because what happens is if you're too hot when you have the conversation, it's not going to be productive. It's a waste of your time. People just get their feelings hurt. People say terrible things to each other. Take a timeout. When you hit a 6, hey, I think I'm too worked up to have a productive conversation. Let's take a break. Let's meet back in the kitchen an hour, or let's sleep on this and talk about it in the morning. You're not abandoning your partner. You're not screaming and running out the door, but say, hey, I'm too hot right now. Like, I can't talk about this right now, but I do want to work this out. Let's talk about this later.
So she's about to throw that beer bottle at me. I'm like, let's take a time out here.
2 points below the beer bottle throwing. That's when you want to take the time out.
Beautiful. Since the COVID lockdown,